All right, so welcome. This is going to be the first in a series of videos looking at the pandas library in Python. And pandas is a very popular library for working with external data, in particular tabular data. So before we kind of start into that introduction with pandas, we need to grab a couple of external data sets that we're going to use for demonstrating the various functionality and capabilities of pandas. So to do that, we are going to go to kaggle.com. All right, so Kaggle is a large community for AI and ML, and it's very useful for people who are attempting to learn, kind of add additional skills or brush up their current skills in that area. So if you go to this little competitions tab, you'll see that they host regularly competitions, and a lot of these are either sponsored by companies or organizations, and they do have cash prizes associated with them. They also have competitions for, just gaining knowledge. Just a really good platform. I'm not going to go into detail on Kaggle in this video, but just kind of giving you a little bit of a sense of what it is. So I'm going to hit back just to go to that main page. And if you go to their search bar at the top, we're going to look for two different data sets, and I've got them listed over here. So we are going to search for store sales forecasting. That should be enough. I'm going to hit enter. And then you'll notice that they give us a couple of filters. So there's some notebooks related to this, some comments, topics, competitions, but we're going to go and click on that data sets filter. And at least when I'm running this right now, you'll notice there's that store sales forecasting data set by Tanaya Tipre. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And again, this might not always be the first result. I ran this search earlier today, and I think it was quite a bit further down the list. So do know that you might have to look for that just a little bit. Right now, I've got the sort by relevance. So with store sales forecasting, it is returning as the top result. All right, so if I click that, all right, you'll see an area where you can download this data set. And what it's going to include is it's going to include a CSV file called store sales forecasting.csv. All right, so currently I'm not signed into Kaggle. So when I hit download, it's going to ask me to sign in. So I'm logged into Chrome with one of my users. So I'm just going to sign in with Google. All right, and it will take me back, but I'm signed in, and when I click download, you'll see that I'm getting a download to my downloads folder. All right, so I'm just going to pull up my downloads folder really quickly so that we can kind of see how this comes down. So when you go to downloads, it's going to be downloading these files from Kaggle as compressed archive. So you'll see I've got this archive.zip. So I'm on Linux, but if you're on Mac or Windows, they have capabilities or utilities to uncompress these folders. So I'm just going to say extract here. On Windows, that exact phrase is probably going to be a little bit different. Same thing for Mac, but whatever you need to do to uncompress a zip archive. So I'm extract here. It creates now a folder called archive, and you can see here's going to be our stores sales forecasting.csv. All right, so I'm just going to cut that, put that out there in the root of my downloads, and I'm going to delete those archives. All right, so that's going to be one of our data sets. The other one that we're going to do is we're going to look up Netflix movies and shows. That should be sufficient. Again, I'm going to use that data sets filter. All right, and I'm going to download this top result, this Netflix movies and shows by Shaban Bansal. So it has, again, I've got a sort by relevance, and it shows it's got 8,411 votes. So I'm going to click there, and then I'm going to go to download. Again, it's downloading an archive. If I were to look at my downloads, we've got another one of our archives. So I'm going to do extract here again, go inside and grab that Netflix titles.csv and just paste that out and clean up that folder just a little bit. Empty my trash. All right, so these are going to be the two data sets that we use to demonstrate capabilities of pandas, and we will also probably use the same two data sets looking at another library for data analysis, especially of external data, named polars in a future playlist. So that's going to conclude this video, and we will pick up and start looking at pandas.